You guys, thanks a lot for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
And I wanted to talk to you just from a perspective of the artistry of filmmaking, about what motivated you guys to be a part of this project, and what is it that keeps you working on something that's going to take a lot of your time this spring?
I guess the reason I wanted to do the video aspect over maybe a print aspect is because you can actually relive it easier through moving images than you can through still frames. And you can see everyone's reactions instead of just something that's caught in a second. It's more of you can see the span of what happened in those minutes.
I really wanted to be a part of this because I feel like this is a chance for me to, like make my impact in high school. Like I don't do any sports. I'm not super involved with any clubs. So I felt like this was the chance for me to, like leave a footprint for the school, and it will also it will provide an opportunity for people to watch a video 20, 30 years from now, and they'll remember their high school experience, and I can say that I was a part of that. I want people to feel like they were touched by this, and I want people to remember this year in particular, like the seniors, but even like the freshmen. I want them to look back on this video and be like, man, that was a good year of high school.
I like that because back in our Decipher video, the video really covered everybody from freshmen to seniors. Yeah. And I felt like it encapsulated everything that happened that year really well. You talked a second ago about school pride and the whole idea of capturing what's happening at a school. It's been said that a school experience is what you make it. You have your kids that walk into a school and go, oh, this school stinks. I could never learn in an environment like this. And then you have others that come in and go, this is what I have. I'm going to make it into something great. Would you guys be part of the latter group, I would assume?
Definitely. Escambia gets a really bad reputation just from people who don't go here because of the race riots that happened so long ago, and it's not like that anymore. And it is what you make it. If you get involved in organizations like the journalism department, the band, the ROTC, you're going to love coming here because you're going to have it's going to be like a home away from home because you'll have family here. And if you're not involved, it's just, oh, I'm going to school, oh, I'm doing work, I'm taking tests. You don't have anything to look forward to.
Is it possible to get candid video? Or is it that the second you turn on a video camera, things become something other than what they would have been?
The camera brings out a lot of, I don't know, it's weird because the people that normally really want attention, as soon as the camera comes out, they're shut off completely. They act like they don't even exist. Somebody will do anything in front of a whole class, and as soon as you hit record, they're just the whole time. But then there's other people that are all the opposite, and they're always completely silent, and you're like, oh, they're so sweet and quiet. And then as soon as the camera comes out, they're like some Broadway music star.
A film is very much like a yearbook. We take 10, 15,000 photographs, and 2,000 or 3,000 of those get published. All these different events happen over the course of a year, and we decide to talk about these events. So you're making choices, editorially speaking, when you produce a work of art. How much of your personal fingerprint are you guys leaving on this project?
I mean, we definitely want to put stuff that we're involved with, and we want people just because that we're making the movie, we don't want to be completely left out of it, And we're making the movie. It's not like we're making it for ourselves, but our editing and directing and all of the styles that me and Kelsey are putting into it, they definitely show we're making the movie not how only we would want to see it, but we're trying to mix what we would want to see in a movie as well as the general public of the high school. So we're trying to include everybody in, all kinds of different styles. We want an emotional aspect, a comedic aspect, kind of everybody can enjoy it, and nobody feels like the movie was made for another type of person.
Kind of leaves it up to everyone's interpretation. It's going to be different for each person as they watch it.
I wanted to ask you, you've seen all the previous films that we've made from Decipher through last year's film, Looking Up. Do you feel like you're consciously, as the editor-in-chief of this project, that you're consciously distancing yourself from the previous films?
I definitely think I am. I think it's this year, being the 5th year, and just making it completely different than all the others. And not just in maybe video design, but in how everything else is designed. I don't want it to be oh, well, this part's kind of like Decipher, or this one kind of reminds me of Looking Up. I want it to be, oh, this is just this movie.
Austin, this question is for you, because you're the composer for the film. We have never had a composer for any of our movies. Back in the days of Decipher, we licensed all the music, and for the past 3 years, we've had a combination of basically Creative Commons songs and stuff that we found in GarageBand. But you're actually composing the music for the movie on an intentional basis. Yeah. Can you talk about your process as a musician?
It starts off of course, Kelsey being the editor-in-chief, She comes up with all of her ideas for each section and each little segment that she wants. We basically kind of go over her outline that she has for it, and we're like, we know that we want it to be this length of time. We want it to have this kind of aspect, whether it be like fun, upbeat, emotional, kind of slower. In my spare time, I start working on the song, and I basically start from scratch. Like, nothing that I'm using for the movie is pre-made, no loops or anything like that. So normally I start with like the rough draft, like the pre-production version, and just get all my basics in there, like the piano and the guitar and the drums, and then I give that to Kelsey. That way she can start kind of thinking of it, and then as she's like editing to that or whatever, then I'll have my final version come out, and then that way we can just plug that straight into the movie. It's a long process, but I think it'll definitely be worth it in the end.
In what way will it be worth it?
It makes it a lot more personal. Like, it's not, oh, they found a song and it somewhat goes with it. So the music will fit perfectly along with the video that's being played along with it.
You have a person who's writing a paper for a class, and the instructor is given an assignment, and the person comes back and just starts writing words on a page. Instead of thinking about what is the message of this paper, what's the theme of this paper, where am I trying to go with this?
We've we haven't scripted out the whole movie, but we've kind of decided, okay, this is what we want to see, this is what we need to get, and it's not just go out and film and see what we come up with.
We've had an outline for the whole movie. Kelsey did a really good job in the early months of the school year, really getting the outline together, like any kind of major motion picture does. Every movie is going to have a storyboard, and they're going to have the shots that they know they need, and then the shots that they can throw in there. So she did really good with getting all that in there.
You guys have a message for the school? Like, if you could talk to the kids at Escambia High School, if you could have them all in a space and say, this is our message about this movie, what's the message?
It's just the message is everything around you is changing, and just go along with it. Don't don't stop and be like, okay, what's going on? Just kind of go with the flow and just keep up speed with what's going on around you.
Well, thank you guys very much for coming out today and talking to us. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
And best of luck as you finish up the film, and we look forward to the premiere.